Take a moment and look at your hands. Press your palms together. Feel that resistance, that firm, undeniable sensation of solid meeting solid. It is the most fundamental truth of our existence. From the moment we are born, we learn that the world is made of things. We sit on chairs, we walk on floors, we hold the hands of people we love. We call this reality. But what if I told you that every sensation of touch you have ever experienced is a lie? What if I told you that, in the strictest physical sense, you have never actually touched anything in your entire life? You have never touched your keyboard, you have never touched the ground beneath your feet, and you have never truly touched another human being. This isn't a philosophical riddle or a metaphor. It is a cold, hard fact of quantum mechanics. We live in a universe defined by ghosts and empty space, governed by invisible forces that keep us eternally separated from the very world we inhabit. To understand why, we have to journey deep into the heart of the atom, past the veil of what we think we see, and into the strange, vibrating reality of the subatomic world. Imagine you are standing on a beach. You pick up a handful of sand. To your eyes, it looks like a continuous substance, but as you let it sift through your fingers, you see it's made of individual grains. Now, imagine taking one of those grains of sand and magnifying it. You keep zooming in, past the crystalline structures of the minerals, past the molecular bonds, until you reach the atom. This is where our intuition begins to fail us. We were taught in school that atoms are like tiny solar systems, a solid nucleus of protons and neutrons in the center with little electron planets orbiting around it. It's a neat, tidy image. It's also completely wrong. If you were to blow an atom up to the size of a football stadium, the nucleus would be about the size of a small marble sitting right in the center of the field. And the electrons? They would be like tiny gnats buzzing around the very highest seats in the stands. Everything else, the field, the seats, the air in between, is absolutely nothing. It is empty space. In fact, an atom is roughly 99.99999% empty space. If you took all the stuff out of the human race, if you removed all that empty space from every person on Earth, the entire population of the planet would fit inside the volume of a single sugar cube. Yet, that sugar cube would weigh 5 billion tons. So, if we are made of almost nothing, why don't we just drift through walls? Why don't our feet sink through the floor and into the center of the Earth? The answer lies in the behavior of those tiny gnats, the electrons. Electrons aren't just little balls of matter. They are clouds of probability, existing in a state of constant, frantic motion. They are also negatively charged. And as we know from basic physics, like charges repel each other. When you sit down in a chair, you aren't actually making contact with the atoms of the wood or plastic. Instead, the electrons in your body are getting close enough to the electrons in the chair that they begin to push back. It's called electrostatic repulsion. You aren't sitting on a chair, you are hovering a microscopic distance above it, suspended by a powerful electromagnetic field. The sensation of touch that your brain registers is simply your nervous system interpreting that invisible struggle between forces. Your nerves send a signal to your brain saying, "Resistance encountered," and your brain translates that into the feeling of a hard surface. You are feeling the force, not the matter. Matter itself is an elusive ghost that disappears the closer you look at it. This brings us to a terrifying and beautiful realization. The physical world is an illusion created by our senses to help us navigate a reality we cannot truly perceive. We think of ourselves as solid beings in a solid world, but we are more like shimmering interference patterns in a vast field of energy. This is the illusion of solidity. It's the grand trick of the universe. When you see a mountain, you see a monument of permanence. But at the quantum level, that mountain is a frantic, buzzing hive of activity where nothing is ever still and nothing is ever truly touching. The very concept of solid is a macro-scale convenience. It exists only because our brains aren't evolved to see the gaps. If we could see the world as it actually is, we would see a flickering web of light and force, a dance of particles that never meet, a cosmic ballet performed in a void of infinite darkness. But the story goes deeper than just simple repulsion. If it were just about electrons pushing each other away, the world might still feel somewhat intuitive. But then we encounter the Pauli exclusion principle. This is a rule of quantum mechanics which states that two fermions, particles like electrons, cannot occupy the same quantum state simultaneously. Think of it like an invisible law of the universe that says, this spot is taken. It's not just that the electrons are pushing away because they have the same charge. It's that they are physically forbidden from being in the same place at the same time. This principle is what gives matter its structure. It's why you can't walk through walls. The atoms in the wall are full, and the atoms in your body are full, and the universe simply refuses to let them overlap. This creates the pressure we interpret as solidity. It is the ultimate boundary, a keep out sign written into the very fabric of existence. As we dwell on this, the implications start to feel almost spiritual. If we never touch anything, then every experience we've ever had is a form of remote sensing. When you hold a cup of coffee, you are sensing the thermal vibration of its molecules through a microscopic gap. When you kiss a loved one, you are feeling the electromagnetic interaction of two complex fields of energy. There is a profound loneliness in this scientific truth, the idea that we are eternally encased in a suit of electromagnetic armor, forever separated from the rest of reality by a distance so small it's almost zero, but so absolute it can never be crossed. We are islands of consciousness floating in a sea of force. However, there is another way to look at it. Instead of seeing this as a separation, we can see it as the ultimate connection. Every atom in your body is part of a universal field. You aren't a separate entity trying to touch the world. You are a localized peak in the energy of the universe itself. The forces that keep you from touching the floor are the same forces that hold the stars together, the same forces that allow light to travel across the cosmos. We aren't just observers of this strange reality. We are the reality observing itself. The fact that our brains can translate this chaotic, empty, vibrating mess into the beauty of a sunset or the warmth of a fire is nothing short of a miracle. The illusion isn't a lie, it's a masterpiece of biological engineering. Consider the nature of light. When you look at an object, you aren't seeing the object itself. You are seeing photons, packets of energy that have bounced off that object and hit your retina. Your brain then reconstructs those signals into an image. Just as touch is a translation of force, sight is a translation of energy. We are constantly living in a processed version of the world. We are like pilots in a darkened cockpit, flying by instruments, trusting the dials and screens to tell us what's happening outside. The outside is a place of pure mathematics and quantum fluctuations, a realm where solid has no meaning and touch is an impossibility. We live in the interpretation. This realization challenges our very ego. We like to think of ourselves as the masters of the material world. We build skyscrapers, we dam rivers, we mine the earth. But all of this is done with tools that never touch their targets, by hands that never touch their tools. We are architects of the void. We have mastered the art of manipulating the invisible. When you realize that the diamond on a ring is mostly empty space, or that the steel of a bridge is just a collection of repelling charges, the sheer scale of human achievement becomes even more staggering. We have built a civilization on top of a ghost world. Why does this matter? Why should we care that we never touch anything? Because it shifts our perspective on what it means to be alive. It reminds us that our senses are limited, that there is so much more to the universe than what meets the eye. It humbles us. It shows us that the most solid things in our lives, our homes, our bodies, our possessions, are actually the most fragile and ethereal. They are held together by a delicate balance of forces that could, in theory, be disrupted. We are walking on a tightrope of physics, suspended over an abyss of nothingness, and yet we feel perfectly safe. As we move through our days, we should remember the illusion of solidity. When you feel stressed, when the weight of the world feels too heavy, remember that the world isn't actually heavy. It's just a series of signals. The weight is an interpretation. The hardness is a feeling. The separation is a quantum rule. Underneath it all, there is a profound unity. We are all made of the same stardust, governed by the same laws, vibrating in the same cosmic field. We may never touch the world, but we are undeniably, inextricably a part of it. The next time you reach out to touch something, don't just think about the surface. Think about the silent war of electrons happening at the tips of your fingers. Think about the trillions of atoms screaming "no" as they push back against the atoms of the object. Think about the vast silent spaces within your own cells. Feel the invisible cushion of force that keeps you hovering above the earth. In that moment, the mundane becomes magical. The simple act of picking up a pen becomes a demonstration of the most complex laws of the universe. We spend our lives chasing solid results, solid relationships, and solid ground. But science tells us that solidity is the one thing we will never truly find. And perhaps that's okay. Perhaps the beauty of life isn't in the touching, but in the reaching. It's in the gap between us and the world, the tiny, infinite space where the forces of the universe play out their eternal game. We are the witnesses to this grand illusion. We are the ones who give it meaning. We turn the void into a home. In the end, the fact that we never touch anything doesn't make the world any less real. If anything, it makes it more wondrous. It proves that our experience of life is a creative act. We aren't just moving through a world of objects. We are generating a world of sensations. We are the artists, and the laws of physics are our palette. The solid world is our canvas. So go ahead and reach out. Feel the resistance. Hear the sound of your footsteps. Embrace the illusion. Because even if you can't truly touch the world is constantly touching you in ways you are only beginning to understand. As we conclude this journey into the subatomic, let the scale of it sink in. From the vastness of the galaxies to the emptiness of the atom, the universe is a consistent mystery. It tells us that we are small, yet significant. It tells us that we are empty, yet full of energy. It tells us that we are alone, yet part of everything. The illusion of solidity is the greatest story ever told, and you are the protagonist. You are a collection of nearly nothing, doing almost everything, in a universe that is both there and not there at the same time.